Okay. So I need to set up the Tricaster, so of course I need to come over here to turn the on button on. Now I can hear it load. So I'm thinking I want to use the Launch New Tech Tricaster button.
Good, because if you hit that other one, it'll take you back to factory day one, and then you'll have to do all of the updates on the Tricaster again.
I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to start a new session.
Give it a name.
Name. Trial. Okay. Empty session.
You can just click HD if you want. There you go, start session.
Okay, so now I can start live or I can make some graphics. I'm going to start live. Now this is waking up.
The only time you'll see lights on that is when you're in this window.
Okay. Okay, well I can change my workspaces over here, and I liked it where it was
Full screen.
full screen.
Load defaults
Okay, load default.
and go down to
Yeah, that's simpler for me.
Okay.
Okay, but I need to get my cameras up.
Okay, so go back to workspaces.
Workspaces, right here.
And choose A.
A. Okay.
Now, I want you to go into File Input there. Go, click on the little sprocket inside the window. There you go. See where it says Input? Should say Local 1. That's right.
Okay.
That's where, if your cameras don't show up there, it's probably set to something else, so that's where you would go in. I just wanted to make sure you knew where to go to do that. And you see the tab system there?
Print and scan. Here's where I can change my white balance.
You betcha.
Okay. Oops, that's white balance. That's wrong. Control Z.
Just hit reset.
Oh yeah, that's right. Reset. Okay. Keying is what I was trying to do.
Yep.
So I need to go to keying. There we go. And I want to see this. So I need to get
Input
program 1.
There you go.
Okay. And I see a little bit of a green outline, so I need to work on just
They're right there on the left. See where there.
tolerance. There we go.
Come back just a little bit, because see how that's now got crawlies in it. There you go. That looks good.
Okay. Okay, and if I wanted to, I could crop it. Okay. So let's go ahead and do input 2. And I'm going to go to key.
Hey, sorry for the hold there.
Well, I lost my model. Okay, I want input 2 in program, so 2, okay.
Look at the mic. You got a little bit of spill going on there. There you go.
But I don't want the ceiling.
You can always crop the ceiling out.
That's true, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to pull the top. But I would rather zoom. Let's see, how do I zoom?
Position.
Okay, so is that even in here? Maybe? Crop source? No? Okay. Pan and scan. No.
Yeah, go back to pan and scan.
Okay.
See that pan? See that zoom?
Ah.
It may not be working.
Somewhere out here I can do this as well, right?
Yes. When you actually go to use it in the ME.
Okay, so let's pull up the MEs. Okay. And I want to work on input 2.
Okay. So you go over there to where you see the 4 arrows just in front of the A there on that bus.
Right here?
No, too far. Slowly, right there. Wait a minute.
Position.
There you go.
What am I missing? I'm not seeing any changes. Oh, no. Okay.
Try clicking ME in the program bus.
Oh.
Now try the changes. See if they work.
Okay, right here. Ah! Oh, they definitely change right there. Zoom. Zoom a little bit more. Okay. And this is 1. 1, 2. Okay. So I want to load some stuff into the DDR.
Okay, so down at the very bottom in the lower,
Ah.
click there,
Ah.
click the plus sign.
Looking for this plus sign.
It's going to be
Oh.
in the lower.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Corsi, how are you?
Oh, hey, there you are.
We having fun?
Yeah, Roger, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Good. We're probably going to be calling you soon.
I bet you will.
My battery backup for my Tricaster, the thing at the bottom of the big console,
Yeah.
is just beeping. Beep.
Needs a
beep.
battery.
So,
Probably needs a fresh battery.
yeah. Yeah. I need
After a
to,
few years, those NiCads give out on you.
okay. I need you to talk them into giving me a whole new everything.
Okay, well, so it turns out into the DDR I can import anything. Any of
Yes.
the stuff that was buffers and any of the stuff that's
Yes.
like transitions, I guess if you import it, it transitions between, it just sets up
A
an automatic
transition
Okay.
between clips, yes.
Okay. And, okay, so
Look
I
at you
got-
go.
Yeah. I got lower thirds here. And if I want to change these,
Look for the alphabet and click on it.
okay. Thank you, that's it. I always misplace stuff. Okay.
He's good. He's real good.
How much I owe you now?
I can copy it.
You're getting the bulk rate, don't worry.
Get the
about
boat right. Okay, all right. Good.
Paste it. Okay, so now I got 2 of them. Okay, now, this is program. Preview is looking at ME. Program is looking at camera 2. I want program to look at ME. What if I
Which
want-
it's doing.
Okay. Oh, so I want to set it up where I have a background behind my input 1. So I've got to look at ME, and I got input 1, and here's where I choose from DDR
Mm-hmm.
the background that I want. Okay. And then here is where I can do some zooming
Mm-hmm.
and positioning, as long as I've zoomed. My talent's hiding behind the camera. Okay, and if I want to, okay, if I take, I'm going to take into the same shot because I have it set up.
Yes.
Okay. So I would want it 2, but I would want the same background, so.
So go to ME2.
Okay. That's
Click
why you
on
need more than one
ME2.
EMI. Okay.
And you can set those up.
For input 2.
With the same background.
Okay. I'll just do it. Oh,
Yep, you change the background.
I changed it on.
Now if you click back down there in the DDR, back on the river, then you'll have the little stream going again.
Okay.
All you did was change clips.
But it looks like I changed clips. It looks like I did it on camera 1 when I wanted to do it on camera 2.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering where I went wrong, because this says 2, which I would think is input 2.
It is.
I'm looking at program, and I'm
You're
setting
looking
up
at ME.
preview.
You're looking
Okay.
at ME. So put ME2 in your preview. Put ME1.
Ah,
There you go.
okay.
Put ME1.
Okay, so when I see the difference, I should see it here in the preview window.
And click here. And choose the 2.
Okay, so let's see. So I can't have something from DDR1 on ME1 and something different from DDR1 on ME2.
No, that's why they gave you DDR2.
Oh, okay, so that's another reason to have separate DDRs. So can I copy something from this to DDR2?
You could just import the same thing into DDR2.
But I can't just drag it over there?
Yeah, you could. Control C,
Okay.
and then go over to DDR2 and Control V.
It looks like it already put it in there. Okay.
So now if you click on DDR2 here, you should see it in there. But it's not. So click in there and hit Control V.
Oh,
There
that's
you
not
go.
that's not what I wanted. Okay. Control C. This is DDR2.
Mhm.
Control V. Okay. So, ME1, I want camera 1, DDR1. ME2, I want camera 2, DDR2.
Now switch back to the Bellagio on DDR1.
Okay. ME1, DDR1, Bellagio. Okay.
There you go. Now you've got the 2 different scenes.
Okay.
Now, what you also could do is set up the virtual set.
Mm-hmm.
Have camera 1 on anchor 1, have camera 2 on anchor 2, set up ME1 for camera 1, set ME2 up for camera 2, both with the same set, and you can transition between anchor 1 and anchor 2 and switch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get some lower thirds up. Okay, so I'm gonna look at key then. But can I can put DDR1 as the graphics, but I'm stuck because it's referencing DDR1 right here.
If you hit fade, all it's going to do is get
Put it
rid of
into
your
the
key.
same shot.
It'll get rid of your key.
Okay. So I need
Because it's going to put that up full screen.
Okay, let's just see what that. Okay. Huh.
Because keep in mind, all you're doing is keying that image over everything else.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you, before you go any further, go back up into, is that input 1? Input 1,
Right here?
up.
Okay.
Your keying,
Uh-huh.
broaden it
Oh,
there.
yeah, it's bad.
There you go. Then you have fine tuning down here, you see.
Mm-hmm.
That's better.
Okay, so let's see. I need to set up graphics. So how do I set up graphics?
Go to your graphics 1.
Ah, right there. And now I can add,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just going to do some titles. Let's do that one. That one looks cool. I'm going to add another title. Okay. Now, I can set key 1 to
It's under media players.
graphics 1.
And when you hit fade, it'll put up the graphic.
And it will stay until I hit fade again?
Exactly.
Okay. And here's where I can set how it transitions.
Mm-hmm.
So now, fun. But if I don't want it to go out like that, okay. Okay, let's go try fly in. Can I cut it out somehow?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Or you could just sometimes this makes life simpler.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing really well. You are able to get in, you're able to create your own session, set your cameras up, get all your graphics and your videos in line, create a ME. You've accomplished quite a bit in a very short period.
Okay, and I can choose up here where I want it streamed. Facebook, YouTube Live, or file capture.
Or you
Here,
can just record it,
I can record play.
or you can do all of it at the same time.
All of the above.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
trying to remember. I know if I just hit record play, it doesn't. So where do I set?
It's in the program window.
Okay. Oh. Record.
Mhm.
Record mix 1. Close. Oh, and program window. Record. Here's where I can see where it's going. And
Exactly.
determine
So
where.
if you wanted to specify a folder,
Mm-hmm.
you determine the path it takes.
Okay. And then I can hit record play.
You betcha.
And it's going to record until I hit this button again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By the way, you could also hit this button.
Okay.
Okay. But if you're going to control it from here, notice I can't. I have to hold down the shift to stop the record.
So
Safety feature to keep you from accidentally double punching the record button and not recording.
So I was up here adding this title
Mm-hmm.
with key 1. You came down here and used disc 1, and I know that you explained the difference. Like key 1 really just affects the ME.
Right.
Disc 1 affects just program.
Correct. But if your ME's in the program,
Uh-huh.
then notice that you have that same title here in DSK1.
Uh-huh.
So now I can control that from here.
And there's no way to control key on this board?
No.
Okay. So is there... Okay. So now I want to get some stuff off my disk to put in there, so I'll plug this in. Okay. And let's see. I'm just gonna explore buffers while I'm doing this. Buffers, it can be anything too. So is it
Correct.
just different?
Now,
Different
keep in
area?
mind buffers are shorts,
Okay,
so anything over 15 seconds won't work in a buffer.
okay. So I'm gonna add some smoke for a buffer. Okay, and I'm going to add something from my disk for a buffer, so I'm just gonna have to, I think I might have to browse, but I'll
Browse.
just see. Okay. Here's my disk. And SB News files. Oh, it doesn't look like I brought my little video file on here. Okay. I had some intros and stuff that I put on here, but what is that? I'm looking for anything that's not a JPEG or PNG. Okay. I guess I won't put it in the buffers then. DDR. I'm going to add browse. Oh, interesting. Okay, they didn't come up on buffers because they're too long. Okay. You know what? I want these in DDR2, so I'm just going to come over to DDR2, browse. Background, calendar. Okay. That looks like it ended up on DDR1.
It did,
Okay.
because you stayed in DDR1, but it's in a different page.
Okay. So I'm going to take these and Control C and try to figure out how to get to DDR2.
Over
Click.
here,
Okay, so you have to, okay.
physically click over.
So if I want to go to DDR3, is it going to appear over there? Where's that?
That's actually DDR1, page 3.
Okay. So is there a DDR3?
No.
Okay, there are just two different
Just two.
pages.
Exact.
And
Two
two
different
D-
DDRs, 16 pages per DDR.
Okay. That's why. So I'm switching pages. Oop.
By the way, pulling things in and out of your DDR is a non-destructive process. It's not creating more space on the hard drive by putting those in the DDR. It just points back to the original file. So if you remove or delete them from the window, it's not removing or deleting them from the computer.
Mhm.
It's just removing them from
It's
that bin.
reference. Okay. Okay.
I think that's an important distinguish. My tongue's not wanting to work today.
Okay, I'm gonna set up a different ME just because I want to get.
But once she pulls them in from her drive, the drive doesn't have to stay in there.
The drive has to stay in there unless she copies them to the hard drive internally on the.
Okay.
So what I would do is create a media folder,
Mm-hmm.
copy them into that, and then pull them into the DDR that way, if she doesn't want to keep the drive.
Right.
Besides that, working off of a thumb drive's probably not recommended if it's video. So copy them over to the D drive first,
Okay.
then,
So you're saying it. That's a good point. You're saying if I bring it in, once I remove that, it's not going to. It's not going to know the file. Okay.
yeah, if you click on any of those files, they're not going to come up at this point.
Okay. So I gotta save it onto the computer.
Exactly.
That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that out.
Because keep in mind, this is just pointers back to that F drive
Mm-hmm.
or E drive.
Okay. So let's see. Let's go ahead and add our news intro and stuff in here too. Browse. I have a hard time adding it straight into the DDR2. It always goes into the DDR1. See?
Whichever one you have active at that time
Okay.
should go into it. And you see DDR2 has its own plus button. If you're hitting the plus button on the left-hand side, it'll go to DDR1.
I see.
Hey, they're popping in and saying, hey.
Hey.
I'm glad she asked that. What is the downstream key? I keep hearing that. I don't know what that is.
So that means it takes priority?
It
Like-
happens after everything else. It's
Oh.
downstream of everything else.
Because I found that when I was when I had this selected and was trying to take from 1 to 2, it would keep showing this. And so I had to deactivate it so that it would just show the, oh, there it is again.
Hit fade. See the blue fade?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Okay.
If it's up here, if it's down here, it'll stay. So that's why we have it up here. So if I cut that in on the ME, it only shows on ME1.
Okay.
So when I go to ME2, it's not on ME2.
Oh, okay. So you're saying if it's down here, whenever I cut
It'll
between
be on
shots, it's going to
everything.
be, oh, okay. Good to know.
Because this is downstream of everything else.
Okay.
This only affects the ME that you're working on.
Okay.
So if I've got this up on ME1, it will only show in ME1. That's why you have the 2 up here and the 2 down here.
Okay.
So you could set up a different graphic for ME1, ME2, ME3, ME4. You have up to 4 MEs that you can play with in each session.
Okay. So what we haven't gone over yet is making sure the audio's good and consistent and
We're going to go over audio